Uh, so I have a question. Do we bale in spring in addition to stockpiling in fall? We don't bale any hay here on the farm. We buy in all our hay. We bought in 300 some bales.
Yeah.
300 some round bales. We didn't probably need.
I bet it was closer to 400.
Oh yeah, including.
The 70 from Brian and
the poor quality ones.
I bet it was like 400
bales.
A
lot.
He doesn't need that much hay. It's just that this year, he was able to find a lot of hay for cheap, but also this year hay was very cheap because the summer was like perfect growing conditions.
And
here
baling
in Missouri.
conditions.
Yeah, there was like periods of dry, and then like
nice
basically
range.
We got a rain whenever we needed it. Good warm weather. Ideal grass growing.
We don't bale hay just because there's a lot of reasons, but
yeah,
mainly so when you bale hay on your pastures, it sets back that land. If you don't add any more nutrient, if you don't fertilize it,
which is
prior to baling,
which is not something that we're interested in at all in the regenerative space. But
so if you don't fertilize it, even you could fertilize it with barn manure
or compost or
chicken litter or something, but that's
a whole other story to be able to do that.
Anyways, if you're not fertilizing your hay, it takes 5 to 7 years for that piece of land to recover back to where the state that it's in. So each time you bale hay, you're setting your land back. If you're not fertilizing it, you're setting your land back 5 years, and so.
Even if you feed directly on the exact same spot that you baled it from,
you only retain 80% of the, once you cut the hay and you bale it up, you've automatically lost 20% of the nutrients just from leaching into the not leaching now evaporating into the air or whatever.
But also there's the secondary piece of it too, which is by mowing off the grass down that short, you're just letting all the elements, the sun, temperatures, heavy rain, that kind of stuff, just absolutely hammer the soil surface, which completely changes the environment for those microbes that are really running the show down there. And so when you upend their world like that, all those processes that they're helping facilitate come to a grinding halt, which doesn't help at all with your soil fertility in the slightest. Plus, you're driving equipment on pasture.
And another thing is, nowadays you can buy hay for the cost of baling hay. You can buy hay in, or actually cheaper. It's hard to bale hay for $40 a bale delivered, which is what Greg can get.
$42.
$42 a bale, which this year was a cheap year, but $42 a bale delivered to the farm.
Yeah.
You couldn't hardly bale it for that, and so.
And it was exceptional quality hay.
And you got to think of it like this too. When you're buying in the hay, that's like buying in nutrients. You're only bringing in nutrients. You're not selling hay and getting rid of nutrients or taking nutrients away. You're only bringing it in. So you're just building that fertility base as the years go.
You're turning an extractive process, which is what mowing hay is, an extractive process. You're turning an extractive process into an additive process. You're turning an output from the land, where you'd be taking from it, into an input where you're just throwing carbon, throwing nutrients, throwing fertility, seed, all that good stuff back into the system. And so that's sort of where Greg's head is at, and that's and we agree with it.
On board
with that. That's the reason why he doesn't bale it, and we don't own the equipment to bale it,
or we don't have the time
to bale it. So
we'd rather put our energies toward keeping the cattle moving, and monitoring the cattle's health and the sheep too, and so that's a good one though.
There's more to it also than that, but I think
we've got into it in various
some past live streams. But it's an important question because it's something that's it's very common. People baling their own hay is very common in the industry, and so it's sort of a strange.
And it's not like we're it's not like we're criticizing people that bale hay. We see the benefits of not baling our own, and so for us that makes it for us.
That's our opinion.
If baling hay, gets you going, and that's what you love to do in your life,
And you can
and you can do it profitably. I mean, go for it. That's what you.
It just doesn't work for this.
Yeah,
this
for this
system.
operation.
Yeah.
So.